All right, standard deviation. Have you guys ever heard that before? That term used, standard deviation? Have we heard mean? Mean, mode, and median, right? We talked a little bit about those yesterday. Standard deviation has everything to do with the mean. It talks about how spread out your data set is from that average. So there's a fancy new symbol right here. Does anybody recognize that Greek letter right there? That guy right there is mu. Oh, there it is. And it is a symbol for mean. So if you ever see that, we're talking about the mean of a data set. See my formula over here to calculate the standard deviation? It looks ugly, but really it's not too bad once I show you how to set it up. We will just flat out learn how to calculate standard deviation today. Tomorrow we'll learn how to use it. So it's kind of a gee whiz thing today. Okay, great, I found the standard deviation, Mrs. Yates, but we'll learn how to apply it in our next lessons. So how is it used? To determine how spread the data points are from the mean. And remember, mean is just a fancy name for the average. I've got my steps to calculate the standard deviation over here in this right square. And what's the first thing it says to do? Compute the mean. So I'm going to work through these steps as we do this first problem right here. In a particular hospital, 5 newborn babies were delivered yesterday. Their weights in ounces are, here they are. And it says find the standard deviation. So it says the first thing I need to do is compute the mean, right? So I need to add those all up. And what do I need to divide it by? Micah, you've already grabbed your calculator and you did that for us? And what you got? 106. 106 equals our mu. There is our mu. The next thing it says to do is sum the squares of the difference of each data value and the mean. Wow, that sounds scary, doesn't it? X1 stands for 0.1, X2 for 0.2, all the way until the end. So I'm just going to set this all up. I've got the square root. We are going to divide it by, so let's see, divide that sum by the number of data values. We have 5, right? So here is our standard deviation. 0.1 is what? 108? So we're going to do 108 minus, what did we get? 106. And we're going to square it. The reason we square that is so we can get rid of negatives. So we're squaring it, and then we take the square root. And then watch your sign in between those is plus. So this has got to be bigger. I'm going to run out of room. Plus my next point is 108 minus 106 squared. Plus my next point is 97 minus 106 squared. Oh my goodness, plus 96 minus 106 squared. Plus that last point is 121 minus 106 squared. Aren't you glad there aren't more than 5 points? Yeah, me too. So grab your calculator. Can we make it look exactly like this? if we want to, for sure. Do you remember how? If you're worried about the order of operations, just set your calculator to do it for you. So we are going to go second square root. And then I want a fraction. Do you remember how to get the fraction? Seems like we forget. Second square root is the one above x squared. Got it? Second, you got it? Perfect. And then remember the fraction button is under alpha y equals. I'm going to hit number 1. So the most annoying thing about this probably is going to be making sure you go from your exponent back down. That just gets frustrating. So 108 minus 106. Square it. Oh, if I use squared, I don't have to worry about it. Green button, alpha. And then y equals is the very top left button. I don't think. There you go, number 1. What's that?
I just did negative 7 squared and it gives me negative 100.
Did you put it in parentheses? If you want it to square the negative, you also need to have it in the parentheses. I'm glad you asked. Whoops, I forgot my plus. 108 minus 106 squared plus, so Micah, what you're saying is that you're doing that arithmetic in your head instead of typing it all out if you were finding that there was a difference of negative 10. That's a shortcut. I love it. That's smart. Plus 96 minus 108, 106 squared. Is the hardest thing going to be just operator error on your calculator, doing a mistyped keystroke? 121 minus 106. Then I've got to arrow down and say we're dividing by 5. Anybody need help with their calculator? Yeah, I started with that. Did you get it? Let's see if we get the same answer. When I hit enter, did you get an answer? What did you get? Okay, so you and I match. All right, so I think Alex is going to have you round to the nearest hundredth. So in this case, it would be 9.10. You did not get that.
7.9.
So obviously we just typed something wrong somewhere. We missed a number, we missed a sign. So that is going to be the hardest thing. Let's try again on this bottom one. It's got some friendlier numbers down there, right? They're not quite so horrible. Let's see if we can get the standard deviation the same on that one. What's my first step? Find what? Find the mean. 4 plus 6 plus 3 plus 1 plus 1 divided by 5, and it's 3. How are you so fast? Any questions with how we found the mean? All right, let's set this up for the standard deviation then. So it's the square root of, what are we dividing by? 5 again. Why is it 5? Makes it feel like it's the formula divided by 5, but it's because we have 5 data points, right? Okay. 4 minus your mean, square it. Plus 6 minus your mean, square it. Plus 3 minus 3, square it. Plus 1 minus your mean, square it. Plus, again, 1 minus your mean, square it. Now, are you going to type 4 minus 3 in parentheses and square it in your calculator? Let's not, because what is 4 minus 3? I know it's rough. But 4 minus 3 is 1. Squared it is just 1. So save yourself some headache. If you can do the math, just do it. So again, though, I'm going to set it up in the square root. Second square root. I want the fraction. So 1 squared, we said, was 1. Plus 6 minus 3 is what? Square it. 9. 3 minus 3, 0. Square it. Do I need to type anything right there? No. 1 minus 3, negative 2. Negative 2 squared is 4, and again, because it repeats the same exact thing. If you don't like to do the mental math, are you going to just type everything like you see it? Absolutely. And I was dividing by 5. 1.89 if I'm rounding to the nearest hundredth. That again is 1.90. Now remember, today all this is a gee whiz. Okay, we got a number. It's the standard deviation. Next lessons, we will start to learn what contour is.